This drastic change may be coming to Walmart, to Costco, and many other retailers, but it's somehow a win for some customers who never enjoyed the self-checkout counters anyway. That and, well, we all know that they're losing a ton of money due to theft as well.
Where do you stand on self-checkout lines? Love them or hate them, there may be less of them soon. Food industry analyst Phil Lempert says retailers in Britain and the U.S. rethinking self-checkout lines, especially in grocery stores.
So I think we are going to see the demise of self-checkouts very soon.
Lempert says hiring and keeping cashiers, human ones, is hard. So why would stores do this? Well, it's about money. Some shoppers, by mistake or on purpose, are undercharging themselves at the register. And stores are so hacked off about it, they're actually trying to send people to jail.
They were brought back to the security room and threatened that they were going to be arrested for, not scanning a tube of toothpaste.
A woman in Alabama won a $2 million lawsuit against Walmart for a wrongful shoplifting arrest. And lawyers across the country advertising their expertise in getting you out of a shoplifting charge.
The truth is these cases are beatable because they're tough to prove.
Even if you don't get pinched for stealing, Lempert says the self-checkout experience doesn't scan.
It's a horrible experience. You're bound to make mistakes. It's bound to go down.
Can they really call it self-checkout? I mean, every time you go to checkout, you don't get to do it alone. So this is far from scientific, but it took me exactly one shopping trip and less than 6 items to find something that didn't work at my self-checkout. And look at this. Even the trained store worker, who was very nice and very professional, could not get the item to scan.
I mean, if it's a self-checkout, I shouldn't need anybody else to come in and check my ID or assist me because, like the term says, it has self in it, right? Do any of you guys share the same sentiment toward these machines, and have any of them led to any kind of problems for you lately? Comment a quick yes or no on that one. And while you guys are at it, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Now, there's no denying that shrinkage, a term that they like to use instead of theft and shoplifting, is one of the biggest drivers of this decision. It's gotten to a point where retailers are losing billions of dollars, and it doesn't even look like they're going to be easing up anytime soon. You see, retail theft is out of control. Just in the city of Los Angeles alone, it's up by 109%. Although it's unfair to pick a city in California. But it's not just Cali, In fact, it's now normal to see items locked up behind some glass, or heck, some retailers only show pictures of the items that you'd need assistance just to get what you needed.
Don't look for detergent on these grocery store shelves. There are none to grab. So you can't keep your Tide on the shelves anymore?
No, which is a big inconvenience for the customer and for the worker.
Shoplifting at supermarkets across the USA is out of control and unfortunately changing the experience in the way people shop for basics. Items that you would normally just grab and throw in your cart are now under lock and key. How bad is the shoplifting here?
It's bad.
We've seen it at pharmacies, so much stuff under lock and key, all an effort to fight the shoplifting epidemic, and scenes like these. But now supermarkets are embracing the anti-shoplifting campaign. At Morton Williams in New York City, this sign says it all. Please contact a manager or an employee if you wish to purchase this item. Where are those things kept? Behind the register.
Have you noticed the same thing in your local Walmart, your Target, or any other retailer in your area for that matter? Now, don't get me wrong though, there is a possibility that some of these folks that are taking these items off the shelves don't really mean to steal, or in some cases, maybe they're forced to because, well, times are getting really tough. I'm not saying that this is okay in the least bit. It's so tough that, did you know that the most expensive vehicle that we all drove this year looked like this? Now, obviously that's a joke I got on the internet, but one thing that's come out that isn't a joke is the jobless claim numbers, and they're surging once again, even though we're being told that the labor market's doing just so well, right?
231,000 initial jobless claims filed last week. That is up from the initially reported 217. We'll get the revision in just a moment to last week's numbers, but 218. So not much change. So it is a significant increase of about 13,000 or so. The continuing claims number is 1,865,000, up from 1,833. I thought maybe we would see some of the continuing claims go down as the auto workers went back to their plants, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So if you are looking for a story about the economy and the labor market getting a little softer, you might find it in this week's jobless claims numbers.
Again, the numbers numbers just don't match the narrative. And that's what I've been saying for the longest time now. It's like it's a little bit frustrating to have to show all this data and ultimately have the White House completely do a 180 and say that things are much better for Americans now compared to years ago. The funniest thing is they're giving us inflated job numbers and revising them down just, after a hot minute. Meanwhile, they're giving us jobless claims numbers and then they're revising those up after some time. Are you seeing the pattern here? Is it now starting to make sense? Now, speaking of making sense, we're now entering the holiday season, a season where most of us want to celebrate with our loved ones or at least kind of take a breather from work, right? It's also a time when temperatures drop in some parts of the country, which brings me to a report from the U.S. Energy Information Administration that's saying that heating homes this winter with natural gas is estimated to cut energy costs by more than 40% compared to using electricity. Isn't that interesting? And just kind of put another number on that percentage, homes that use electricity are expected to pay on average around $1,063 between November and March, comparing to that of households that use natural gas. Those homes using natural gas only expect to pay around $601 during that same period of time. But hey, they're saying electricity is the way to go and to save money, right? It ain't adding up, folks. That's what the Biden administration has been pushing with their green agenda, but too bad that not too many people are actually feeling as if this entire plan is working out for them.
Fox News polling shows that voters don't only hate his economy, they think the worst is yet to come. 67% of them, to be exact.
Let's bring in our Fox News contributor power duo, opinion editor at the Washington Times, Charlie Hurt, and Sirius XM Patriot host David Webb. Great to see both of you. Charlie, why doesn't this buffoon named Biden realize that the American people are PO'd at this climate crusade, but he relentlessly talks about it?
It's truly remarkable. And of course, those other numbers where you're showing the disconnect, what he calls the disconnect that people feel between their wallets and the lies that his administration and he is telling them about how the economy is going for them. It all stems from this sort of religious fervor about climate change, which has nothing to do with the climate, but it is destroying the economy. What it actually has to do with, it's all about government power, and it's all about giving people like Joe Biden and Democrats more power in Washington over every aspect of our lives, and forcing the rest of us to pay these goons more money in taxes so they can misspend it more and further destroy the economy. The reason he can't acknowledge it is because it's all the party stands for anymore, and to acknowledge it would be to surrender the whole party.
Do you guys agree? Are they giving us this message of hope just because they've already committed to it? You know what? Just share your thoughts with me down below in the comment section down below. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of input to share with me in the comment section down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank you guys for your time. Keep safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.